a further understanding of Egyptian cosmology. So previously we spoke about the 7 planets being purgatories, and we've said that there's a bridge that connects to heaven from earth and goes over the firmament of every one of these planets. And the firmament is a circular ring, and that circular ring, which is a river basically, and the deities, the planets, are moving on boats along this river, is also a purgatory. People are being punished in this river. Some of them are drowning, some of them are floating, and then they're being pulled into the boat, and they're being beaten, or God knows what else is happening to them on that boat. We're going to be looking today at the earth and what the Sabians believe about the earth, how the earth was created, what the earth looks like. Let's go ahead and start reading about what the Sabians believe the earth looked like. Different descriptions of a flat earth can be found in the annals of ancient civilizations worldwide. For example, ancient Egyptian and Mesopotamian records describe the world as a disk in the ocean, with the heavens arching above it. So the Egyptians and the Mesopotamians believed that the earth was a flat disk, just like the one you're seeing here. And in fact, this tablet, the one on the right, this is a Babylonian map of the world. And these are mountains, as you can see. These are mountains. The triangles are mountains, basically, is what I'm saying. And then there's a ring, and that ring is the river that surrounds the world. And the habitable earth is at the very center. So this is a Babylonian map, and we read here that the Egyptians also believed the earth was a flat disk surrounded by an ocean. An Iraqi tablet dated to 1000 BCE shows Babylon at the center of a flat disk, and the Greek philosopher Anaximander perceived earth as a flat disk perched at the top of a cylinder. In Norse cosmology, Earth's flat plane is encircled by an ocean, with a world tree or pillar at the center. In India, some sacred texts describe the planet as a series of flat disks, while others describe it as a horizontal set on a vertical axle. So in Norse cosmology, the Earth is a flat plane encircled by an ocean, and there's a tree or a pillar at the center. This is very similar to what the Zoroastrians believe in. This is the Zoroastrians. If you look at Mount Terag, this is called Mount Terag. It's an anchor that holds the world in place, right? Because like we've said, the earth is surrounded by water on all sides. So, it might float away. You need to hold it in place. This mountain acts as an anchor that holds it in place. And we're going to read about this. And the same thing in Babylon. If you look at the map of Babylon, there's this dot at the very center of the map. This seems to me like an anchor that's holding the world in place. So many of these ancient civilizations believed, this is what the world looked like. Those who concern themselves, this is in relation to the earth that you see here. This is the mountain range that surrounds the earth, right? This is the one in blue is the river. So there's the mountain range that surrounds the earth, and then you have the river that surrounds the earth, and then you have 7 regions. Okay, Sava, Vorobarsht, I'm having to tilt my head, Vida, Dafsh, right? So these are 6 regions, and then there's a region at the very center called Huaynaras, or Quainaras. Quainaras is the region at the very center. Along with these 6 regions at its peripheries, you get 7 regions. Okay? So 7 regions. The earth is 7 regions. This is similar to what we've read from the Hindus. Okay, the Hindus told us the Triloka is the 7 heavens, and then the 7 underworlds, and then the earth is made of 7 concentric rings. Okay, we're going to see that many of the Sabians believed the earth was made up of 7 regions. The Muslims also believe the earth is made up of 7 regions. Let's go ahead and read about those 7 regions. Those who concerned themselves with the news of nations, researched all generations, and examined the classes of centuries, claimed that people existed in ancient times, before the division of tribes and the separation of languages, 7 nations. The first nation, the Persians, their dwelling was in the populated center. The second nation are the Chaldeans, who are the Syriacs and Babylonians, and they were peoples including Kuthabis. The Assyrians, the Armenians, and the Garamaks, who were people of Mosul and the Nabateans. And then the third nation is the Greeks, the Romans, the Franks, the Sakalibas, the Russians, the Galligos, and the Burghers, basically Europe. In the fourth nation, the Copts, who are the people of Egypt, and the people of the south, who are the types of Sudan, from Abyssinia, Nubia, blacks, and other people from the Maghreb, and they are Berbers. And the fifth nation is the Turkic races, had one language and one kingdom. The sixth nation is India, Sind, and those who come in contact with them. And the third kingdom is one, and their kingdom is one. And the seventh nation is China, and those who contacted them. Okay, so in most Sabaic religions, you're going to see the world is divided into 7 regions. Now, the Muslims also believe the earth is a flat circle surrounded by mountains. The earth is a flat circle surrounded by mountains. This is a map from Al-Idrisi, made in 1154. This was a Muslim scholar. He made this map in 1154. This is the mountain range. Can you guys see the mountain range that surrounds the globe? And then you have the river that surrounds the habitable earth. In the Quran, we read verse 79-30. As for the earth, he spread it out as well. The word used in Arabic is daha. Right? Now, if you go to the footnote, it says here, the Arabic verb daha also suggests that the earth is egg-shaped. The noun from dihya is still used in some Arabic dialects to mean an egg. Okay, so this is a lie. Let's see what the true meaning of it is. Daha is described as the action of an ostrich when building its nest. This is what an ostrich nest looks like. You see that? It's a flat circle, and then you have the mountains at the peripheries of that circle to hold everything in place, to hold the waters in place and the habitable earth in place. Okay. So let's go ahead and read from Noon. This is verse 68:1. Noon, by the pen and what they write, with the grace of your Lord, you are not insane. Many verses in the Quran start with a single letter, and we're going to be looking at these letters because they're actually deities. Okay? Surahs start with letters, not just verses. No, surahs. The chapters in the Quran start with letters, and these letters, as I will prove to you, are deities. Let's read what the tafasir say, what the explanations say. What is Noon? Noon is one of the isolated letters that have been revealed at the beginning of many surahs. They are secret signs and symbols and mysteries of Allah. Allah alone knows their hidden meaning, or Allah made their mysterious meanings known to His Messenger. The Ummah is not permitted to investigate the hidden meaning of such isolated letters. Okay? Thank God we're not part of the Ummah and we are allowed to seek knowledge. Let's continue reading. God Almighty, the first thing that He created in creation was light. He created it from nothing. Then He created darkness from it. And He was able to create darkness from nothing, just as He had created light from nothing. Then He created light from darkness, and He created from light a ruby, whose thickness is as thick as 7 heavens and 7 earths. Okay, these are the 7 regions of earth. Okay, the Sabians believe that there's 7 regions of earth. This is what I told you about. And then He made a loud cry towards the ruby. And on account of His glory, it became liquid, trembling water. And it will continue to tremble until the day of resurrection. Then He created His throne from His light and placed it on the water. And the throne has 10,000 tongues, each of which praises God in 10,000 languages. And no language resembles the other. So he created from light a ruby. This is the egg. This is the cosmic egg. It exists in all of the Sabaic religions. The world, as we know it, came out of this egg. The world, the planets, even the constellations came out of this egg. So let's just continue reading. I'm going to explain everything to you. Continuing from Muslim sources, the first thing God created was the pen. He said to it, write. He said, O Lord, what should I write? He said, write down, destiny is in motion from that day until the hour comes. Then he folded the book and raised the pen, and his throne was on the water, so the water vapor rose and the heavens parted were established. Then he created the noon, and the earth was spread over it, and the earth was on the back of the noon. So the noon was disturbed, and the earth trembled. The earth was made firm by mountains, for the mountains would proudly stand on the earth until the day of resurrection. The mountains on earth are anchors that hold the world in place. I'm going to talk about this, I think, in the next slide, or the one just after that. So he created a pen, and the pen wrote down destinies in motion. So he started time, basically, time started. And then he created noon, and the earth was spread over it. And the earth was on the back of the noon. Noon is the waters of the world. Okay? This massive ocean which the habitable earth lies on is noon. Okay, it's called noon. So the noon was disturbed, and the earth trembled, and the earth was made firm by the mountains. For the mountains would proudly stand on the earth until the day of resurrection. Let's go ahead and start reading from the Egyptian sources. The Ogdod, a group of 8 divine beings, or of 8 aeons, consisted of 4 frog-headed male gods and their serpent-headed female counterparts. This divine group represented the dark, watery, unknown, and eternal state of the cosmos prior to creation. So this is what the cosmos looked like prior to creation. Noon and Nonet represented the waters. It's the same name. It's the same name from the Muslim sources. This is the Egyptian god Noon. Okay? The Noon that you see in the Quran is the Egyptian god Noon. Heh and Hohet express the notion of infinity. So this is when God said time is in motion from this moment until the hour comes. This is the God of infinity. Basically, when he wrote down with the pen, he set time in motion, he created a God. He created the God of infinity, or the God of time, perhaps. Kek and Koket stood for darkness. Remember, from the previous page we read, he was able to create darkness from nothing, just as he had created light from nothing, and then he created Amun and Amunet. Amun and Amunet reflected the concept of hiddenness. These 8 gods existed in the watery chaos of pre-creation. So the first thing that he created in creation was light. He created it from nothing. Light and hiddenness is the same thing. Okay, light and hiddenness is the same thing. Let me just show you one quick thing. Light and hiddenness are the same thing. They are a symbol of divinity. Adam Kasya in Mandaism is translated as light Adam. That's page 42, Story of Creation, Sabah Hadisi. And the hidden Adam in page 439 of the same book. Adam Kasya is the heavenly counterpart of the physical Adam, the first man. See that? So interchangeably, it's used interchangeably. You know, the Mandaeans sometimes say the light Adam, they sometimes say the hidden Adam. It's the same meaning. And it's a symbol of divinity, as I have said. Similarly, Amun-Ra is the heavenly counterpart of the original, the physical Sun Ra. Amun-Ra, the hidden Ra, is the heavenly counterpart of the physical Sun Ra. That's why you see him described here, the head of the Ogdod, even though he was created after them. That's why you see the sun god Ra as being described as the. We haven't read this yet. You know what? We haven't read this yet. But the sun god Ra is the head of the Ogdod. So let's go ahead and read that, and we'll come back to this. Hermopolis, a city famous in Egyptian mythology as the place containing the high ground on which Ra rested. When he arose for the first time, here he was regarded as the head of the company of the gods of the city, who were 8 in number. Nun and Nunet, Heh and Hohet, Kek and Koket, Amun and Amunet. Sun god Ra, we still haven't spoken about Sun god Ra. So Sun god Ra is the head of the Ogdod. You know what? Scientists are not sure if the Ogdod are primordial or not. Dr. Brooks thought that the 8 gods of Hermopolis were primordial deities, but Mr. M. Maspero, is that Mr. Maspero? I'm not sure. Thinks that their character is entirely artificial and that they are only gods formed according to the laws of grammar, 4 being masculine and 4 feminine. These gods are androgynous. They're not separate gods. They're not 8 gods. They're actually 4 gods, and these 4 gods are androgynous. But let's continue reading. Within this unchanging nothingness, there was potential for creation. The Egyptians believed that from these 8 gods came a cosmic egg that contained the deity responsible for creating the rest of the world, including the primeval mound. The first land to arise out of the waters of pre-creation after the mound appeared, a lotus blossom bloomed, signaling the birth of the new sun god Atum-Ra. Atum, whose name means complete or perfection, is often associated with the concepts of totality and completion. He is considered the first being and the originator of the divine and earthly realms. After the sun made its first appearance, the rest of creation could follow. So scientists, Egyptologists, are not sure what the story of creation of the Egyptians actually is. They tell us that this Ogdod, infinity, light, darkness, and water, created the sun. Together they created a cosmic egg, and out of the cosmic egg the sun god Ra emerged. That's what they tell us. This is not true. Okay? These deities were created by Amun-Ra. And this explains to us, I was just telling you guys, Amun-Ra is the heavenly counterpart of the physical sun Ra. That's why you see him described here as the head of the Ogdod, even though he was created after them. It's because Amun-Ra created them and Ra is simply his physical form. So the actual story of the Egyptians is that, I mean, when you match it with what the Muslims are saying, it starts to make sense. God created the... let's just read this. I think it's easier if we just read this. Understanding the story of creation from Islamic and Egyptian sources. This is my writing. I wrote this. God, Amun-Ra, the hidden sun, first created the light, hiddenness, from nothing. Then he created darkness from nothing, just as he had created light from nothing. He set time in motion from that day till the end of time. After that he created an egg. That egg contained the earth with its waters Nun. It also contained the sun and planets. He made a loud cry towards the egg, and it split in half. Its lower half became the bowl that holds the waters of Nun in place, and its upper half crumbled onto the waters of Nun, the egg white, to form the mound. The sun egg yolk was on the first mound, the crumbled half of the egg. Then the primordial Lord Amun-Ra shaped the bowl and connected its circumferential edges, the mountain range that surrounds the habitable earth, to the first mound via veins. So if you look here to your left, Kaf, the mountain range that surrounds the earth, is the eggshell. See these, the empty eggshell, that's the Kaf mountain range. Actually, have I not spoken about Kaf? Oh no, I haven't spoken about Kaf. Okay, we need to read about Kaf. We need to read about Kaf. So, Kaf, as for the earth, Kaf by the glorious Quran, as for the earth we spread it out and placed upon it firm mountains and produced in it every type of pleasant plant. Allah, the Almighty and Majestic. No, I'm sorry. Instead of mountains, it's actually anchors. As for the earth, we spread it out and placed upon it firm anchors, and produced in it every type of pleasant plant. So Allah the Almighty and Majestic made a mountain grow out of the ruby, and surrounded the 7 earths with it, just like the creation of a ruby in its beauty, greenness and purity. So the 7 earths in that mountain became like a finger in a ring. The mountains that are on the first of the earth, in its land and sea, are from that mountain range, for they are the veins of that mountain range branching out into the 7 lands. That is the Almighty's saying, and the mountains as pegs, and we placed in them lofty mountains anchors. That is His saying, may He be glorified and exalted. So Kaf, that mountain, which is its name, and it is the diameters of the heavens and earth. And God created in the veins of that mountain the colors of the water that flow in the seas of white and green, and black and yellow, and red and turbid, and sweet and salty, and stinking and foul. So if God wanted to shake it down, He revealed to that mountain to move such and such vein from it, and if He moved it, God would cause that down to collapse. So this explains what I was telling you guys. Then the habitable earth, Then the primordial Lord shaped the bowl and connected its circumferential edges, right? That's the mountain range that surrounds the habitable earth, to the first mound via veins that appear on the habitable earth as mountains. Kaf, the Lord of the mountain range that surrounds the habitable earth, awaits orders from Amun-Ra to shake one of its veins to bring death and destruction upon any of the mischievous nations. And this describes to us the letter Nun. If you look at the letter Nun in Arabic, it's a bowl, and right at the center, that's the habitable earth. Okay, so Nun is a bowl with the habitable earth. Yes, now we can look at the image on the left, and we can explain the image on the left. Kaf, the mountain range that surrounds the earth, and then you have the egg yolk, that's the sun god Ra, then you have the primordial waters, that's the egg white. I hope this makes sense, but this is the story of creation according to almost all of the Sabians, as we will later see. This is what just about every Sabaic religion believed in. Glory be to Allah, the best of creators. So let's go ahead. So we've said Nun, we've read about the god Nun, and we've read about the god Kaf. Kaf is the mountain range, it's a deity, and we've said Nun is the endless ocean that surrounds the earth. There's some more deities. I have 3 pages discussing more deities found in the Quran. So come back next lecture and we're going to talk some more about the deities in the Quran. Thank you guys for watching.